4.3.3, right? What's up there on the board? Simplifying, which he has one of those weird words that keeps the Y, even when we put the ing on. Simplifying with 0. Getting graph paper should have been like the first thing you did, man. Got to get back in the swing of things. I did not actually have the chance to do the trophy yet because this morning got away from me. You guys won. So you are the first class to your 3rd victory for the homework contest. You guys had, now this was stressful. It was actually a little bit stressful. You guys had 80%, which yeah, you're thinking like, wait a minute, 80% wouldn't win on like a lot of days. Math 8 sort of flubbed and they forgot to turn in their homework. And they were at 60 something, I think it was 62. And then the afternoon Math 7 class, they were at 72%. So you guys took home your 3rd victory. If you keep it up, there's not that many more homework collections before the end of, like, before winter break. And then we come back, like, whatever class wins, you're getting the celebration party, right? So whether it's pizza party, ice cream party, whatever. So if you keep it up, that's your 3rd victory. I'll do the trophy thing once you guys get out of here, and I'll post everything else. So our next homework collection, potentially Wednesday, right? Unless we go real slow and I end up pushing the homework. Guys, if you're not able to do your homework outside of school, come to math lunch, come to AO, come to extensions, get help from me. Get help from each other, get help from any teachers. Most of them know how to do math. So instead of reading all this, I thought you guys would be more interested to watch that little video. So when we think about 0, I want you and your teammates, and I'll make this a little bit bigger, I want you and your teammates to take a minute to think about these questions. So I'll make it as big as I can. And then we're going to do random cards to try to get some contributions from people. So you might want to jot down some ideas. So this is question 103. Go ahead and put a 103 on your paper to keep track of. This is 103. Guys, you know I'm going to walk around in a second, so if you're not doing the graph paper stuff I'm asking, please do that. And Kylie, you got a second to catch up, no worries. Hey, we got it. Hey, Deekshit, are you the teacher? Ooh, gotcha. Notice how Miss Martin disappeared for a second? We were efficient. And we got Kylie to go do the office and then come back here so she can stay with us. Instead of coming back and then disappearing again. Alright, so chat with each other about these questions. So like A, if 2 quantities are added together and their sum is 0, what do you know about those quantities? So chat with each other, make sure we agree, or I'll walk around to deal with any fights that you guys got. Try to work your way all through all F of those questions. Sum is when we add. Thank you for saying that out loud if I'm trying to remember. Sum is when you do addition. Product, thank you for asking, is from multiplication. So after we multiply. So a couple people have asked me, why do we always use X? We don't have to. And as we get a little deeper into math, we'll start to use letters from the beginning of the alphabet more. So notice how I put like A plus B. Same thing as if you write like X plus Y, right? They're just 2 variables. So keep talking. I'm just jotting a couple notes up here, and as people kind of shout out questions. I'm putting some stuff up here. You multiply. No, so add. Oh my gosh, guys. Layla's pointing out that English sucks. Don't tell Goldring I said that. Added. Layla's asking, wait, does that mean like I have a number and I put a 0 on the end of it, like 5, and I turn it to... No, that's not what that means. Addition is a math word that means addition, right? Addition sign. So when we say added, that doesn't mean put on to a number. It means literally added. Does that make sense? Yeah, so that's right here, right? So add, this still means addition, right? This still means like the actual plus 0. So like I wrote over here, a plus 0. Sorry, you can't really see that 0 very well. Multiply a number by 0. So on our paper, we should kind of have A through F jotted down, and at least a couple words for each. At least a couple words for each answer. So what do we think? Two quantities add to 0. Did you guys talk about that one? Two numbers add to 0. Then fix that problem. Did somebody talk? So I wanted to clarify. Hope you didn't think it was a good thing that we are getting confused with stuff, but I mean it's a good thing that I am not going to do not worry about motivated, but no worries. Oh guys, I need to go get more pencils. Here, I'll write it on my hand, and then I'll remember it. This pen does not wash off very easy. So guys, on your paper, some of you were writing down examples. That is fantastic, especially if you actually pick real numbers. So A says if two quantities are added together, so like addition, right? Like a number plus another number, and their sum is 0. Sum means the answer, right? Sum is the answer to addition. So Carmen, what are you guys thinking about two quantities that add together to make 0? Yeah? Farah, did you guys talk about this? The A, where if two quantities add together and make 0? Ooh, so 0 plus 0 could be an option. But what about if we need two actual numbers? Oh, so opposites. Right? Because -2 plus 2 are opposites. So what about if I do -2 plus 2, would that get 0? Yeah, so this, kind of our little answer that we could put there is opposites, right? Opposites add together and make 0. Like today, if it goes up by 10 degrees and then goes down by 10 degrees, where do we end up? Right where we started. I have no idea what today's weather is going to do. Sorry. Don't quote me on that. It was cold. Layla Davis, what do you think about if you add 0, like plus 0, to a number, what happens? Oh, so like, if we have like 5 plus 0, what do we get? 5, nothing changes, nothing happens, because adding 0, guys, that's like you take a job and they're like, yeah, we're going to pay you $0. Yeah, because nothing's going to change, right? Like, adding 0 does nothing. Guys, I got some people that their pencils are still moving, so I'm thinking you're still writing. So I'm trying to give some time. But also, I got some people that aren't looking up at the board, so I'm a little concerned about what's on your paper. So, like, put down an example or something that 5, or a number, any number, plus 0, you get that number you started with back. Eve, what if we multiply by 0? Ooh, it will always equal 0. So, like, 5 times 0, instead of getting the original number back, you always get 0. Guys, this is where 0 is super powerful. If you multiply by 0, it destroys everything. Guys, I had a math teacher in high school who would occasionally, because we were like the smart class that always like were kind of not really like talking back, but you know when kids like kind of push back on their teachers, trying to see like who's smarter, like us or the teacher. And he wrote out a big long math problem. That was like an order of operations problem. And it was just like that problem on your homework where one of the pieces became 0. And at that point, nothing else mattered. Because when you do times 0, it all disappears. Times 0 is super powerful. Hey, Zeus, what is the opposite of 0? 0. So Jesus says 0 is the opposite of 0. Or he says there's no opposite of 0, so he's already given me 2 answers. This makes me feel like this might be a complicated question. Lucas?
I said X because 0 is what we would think as nothing. X is technically could be any number.
Okay. So you're saying the opposite of nothing is something?
Or everything.
So you're saying any other number could be the opposite. Interesting. Interesting thought. Antonella? Ooh, what is infinity? Ooh, hold on. Vanessa jumped in and said infinity is a concept. What do you mean? Oh, she's quoting the video. Okay, good play. Good play. Good student poll there. Guys, infinity is not a number. Infinity is just an idea, and it's also a mega cash cow for Marvel. Right, the Infinity Wars. But if we're going to talk about 0, we should probably take a moment to talk about infinity, like 8 on its side. Right, infinity is just an idea. Think of the biggest thing you can think of. And then go bigger. Right, and then go bigger. And then multiply by the thing you started with, which was the biggest thing you've ever thought of. And now you're like, yeah. Like, so I'm on different like internet like science pages. There's an internet page, I forget which one it was, where it was talking about, I think it was Saturn. Saturn is actually so light as a planet, Saturn would float in an ocean. But think about what size would that ocean have to be for Saturn to float inside of an ocean. Or like if you get real crazy and think of it like as a bathtub, right? Like how big would the thing that would have a bathtub that could hold Saturn? Like this is where we start talking about like the biggest thing you could ever think of, and then bigger. That's why we can't get to infinity. We cannot get to infinity. However, we can get to 0. It's nestled right between. Sorry, I got my number line over here. We can get to 0. I'm at 0 right now. I'm ordering 0 pizzas. My wife, as I've already talked about this with myself, my wife, as of last week, paid off her debts except for her car. So her debt is now at 0, right? Sometimes 0 is a really good number. Like when your debt is back at 0, meaning you don't owe anything anymore. So this, I don't know. I don't know what the opposite of 0 is. That might be something we got to come back to. I kind of like Lucas's idea of like, well, if 0 is nothing, then something is the opposite. But I don't know if we can have like a bunch of opposites. Mia, what about if 3 numbers have a product of 0? You don't think you have a good answer. We will move on. Not here. Aiden, what do you think? So I'll give you an example of like A times B times C, right? 3 numbers. They're going to multiply and make 0. Franco, you look like you want to jump in. Boom! One of these numbers is 0. Because if we multiply and make 0, it wouldn't actually matter what the other numbers are. If one of them is 0, when we do times 0, the whole thing disappears. This one is not a very good question because we have a student named 0 who's probably already said this to you. Maybe, if you ask them about their name being 0. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Why 0 chose the name 0?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us?
They told me about it, but it didn't really make sense the way they described it.
So I was talking to 0 earlier in the year, and I was like, I'm a math person. 0, obviously a number, right? I don't have any students like named 17, right? But like, so I've got a student named 0, so I asked him, I'm like, yo, what's the deal? What's with 0? And 0's answer was, zero is neither odd or even. Now wait, what's an even number?
Something that's
Divisible by 2. How do we define an odd number? Layla? You might be thinking of prime. So Layla wants to remind us that prime numbers are just like 1 and itself. It can only divide by 1 and itself. Yeah, I might have to ruin this for 0. Technically, mathematically, and I didn't want to ruin this when 0 told me. Here's the thing. Vanessa said it. Even numbers are defined by being able to divide by 2. I have 0 pizzas right now. Can I split those 0 pizzas in 2? Yeah, I can. What do I get back? Still 0 pizzas. Technically, and I know some of you love the word technically, we call 0 even. But a lot of people say it's neither positive or negative. That's true. It's neither positive or negative, but technically it's even. So let me break the news to 0 later. It's like I haven't talked with them about it. Let me break the news. But they still got that it's neither positive or negative, which I think they were choosing it because both. It's neither positive or negative, and also they were saying it's not either even or odd, but it is technically even. So we're back to our x, right? We're back to our length of x, which I think I realized, if I haven't talked to you guys about this, I think I realized using any of the flat things for x was a bad idea. X, right? However far I pull this, like x can be any length we want. Remember, then when we give it width, when we make it flat, it has area now. Area. Let me remember what I'm trying to do because a couple of you got me distracted. All right, so go ahead and chat.
Excuse me, Phoenix. Could I please have Sarah Jacobson to the main office? Sarah, please come to the office. Thank you.
Go ahead and throw a 104 on your paper. I'm going to try to make these slightly bigger. Chat with your team about What's up here? Yeah, this is a weird question. Check with your team. I don't want to read it for you. Yeah. I'm always confused. Yeah, wait till you get married. Hey, somebody heard the joke. Alright, so this is always, and guys, this is why I've been going slow. This is always one of those weird moments. So we have the variable tile x. Everyone go ahead and in your notes, like draw an x, right? A little rectangle, let's shade it in. Not x squared, right? It's just x. So what that means is it's 1 on this end. And x long. Go ahead, and this might be easier on your paper, but shade it in. Just pencil, like whatever you got. Or if you're using colors, you can pick a color. I mean, normally X is blue, right, or like teal. And guys, I'm going slow because I know this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. X is whatever number we say. Go ahead and write that down. You can put any number. My wife hates the word whatever. It's like banned in our house. So X is whatever number we say. Hang on. Getting this written down. Any chance Ron is free? Oh, good. I'll send him an email about a student to connect with. No, we're good. X could be positive.
I've heard that about him.
X could be negative. Anyone guess what I'm about to write?
0.
Our variables are things we don't know, right? That's why we call them a variable. A lot of times they end up being positive, and that's where we start, you guys. But they can also be negative. Like, let's say each X is me buying a candy bar, right? If every X is a candy bar, am I going to gain money or lose money? I'm going to lose money, but I'm going to gain candy bars, right? But every X is going to cost me. It's going to be negative. I don't know how to show. It's going to cost me, right? I got to give my money. I'm going to get some candy bars. But X could be positive. X could be negative. X could even be 0, depending on the situation. Here's the really tricky part. The shaded in X in your book, the shaded in X, this could be a negative number. Say like -2, like, I don't know what a candy bar costs these days, but maybe like $2. So if X is -2, what would the opposite of X be? +2. And this is what's so tricky. A lot of us get it stuck in our head that this empty X is negative. No, it's the opposite of whatever this X is. So once we know what X is, the opposite X, just the opposite. So what if, I should erase both. What if I tell you X is 0? Oh, now we have to answer that question of the opposite of 0. Now wait, we said something on the last slide that's really important. We said like 2 plus negative 2 made 0. So a number plus the opposite of that number made 0. Think about this for a second about how we could try to figure out the opposite of x. Talk with your team. How could we use this? Any number. Any number. I don't know what this means, but what's a hashtag symbol to do that? So if I make x 0 and I want to get 0, what is gonna be the opposite of 0 that can add and get 0? Thank you for raising your hand, Vincent, but other people shouted it out before you, or before I could get to calling on you. So wait, is the opposite of 0 0? Guys, if we said opposites add to make 0, does 0 plus 0 make 0? Guys, the opposite of 0, we got to go back. We got to go back and change this. The opposite of 0, we figured this out. It's got to be 0. It's got to be. Because a number plus itself, or a number plus its opposite, sorry, it makes 0. 0 is its own opposite. 0 is its own opposite. Wild. It's the only number that does that, at least that I can think of. You guys think of any other numbers that it is its own opposite? Yeah, it's like 5, negative 5. 12, negative 12. 100, negative 100. Yeah, this is pretty much exactly where I thought we were going to end up. So, tomorrow, because we all, whoa. Did I say we're done? Pack it up? No, open that back up. Uncap those pens. I will wait. I'm not looking at you. I'm staring at Antonella awkwardly. She capped like 8 pens at the same time. It's actually kind of impressive. Tomorrow, we're going to use algebra tiles, but for today, we're just going to get this stuff written into our notes. So, in your graph paper, guys, I did not say pack up. I still got time. We can practice reading time. It is 9:55. The calendar says I have till 9:58, which that is a whole 3 minutes that I'm going to use. Yeah, 3. I like saying 3 like tree. I'm a nature dude. So in your notes, please go ahead and put down a 105. This is 105. And if you can't see those, you might need to get glasses.
Well, they're pretty small, but
But I'll write them up here again for you. A is 2 plus 2x plus x plus negative 3 plus negative 3x. B, I know I'm writing these things real big. B, guys, don't put B right below A. Put B like off to the side. I just don't have enough space. B is negative 2 plus 2x plus 1 minus x. Ooh, now they're throwing a minus at us. Plus negative 5 plus 2x. Guys, this is weird that they're using minus and they're using negative separately. We're going to talk tomorrow about what I can do to kind of fix this minus. I can actually make this addition, right? But we have to do it in a special way. So we're going to pick this up tomorrow. Okay, this is where we're going to start, and we're going to use algebra tiles to help us out. All right, on that, you may pack up and have a wonderful day. Please start your homework. I'm not going to make it due tomorrow, but please start it. Okay? I'll even change it with you guys right here. Here, watch. I'll even change it with you here. Carmen doesn't care. Oh, it doesn't matter. You guys don't have to watch me change it, but I'm just going to prove to you. Look, I'm going to make this yellow. Soft. Then 433 is due here. Boom. There. Oop, not text. There we go. There we go. All right. And then this is actually going to come here too. Uh-oh. What?
I found a calci on the desk. Here you go. I'll put it right
You found a what? Oh, calculator.
What's your favorite colors?
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, it depends what we're talking about. I really like purple. Green is also a pretty good favorite, but green and purple don't normally look good together. So it's a tricky. You guys keep asking me these hard questions to answer. I don't know, really any color. It depends on my mood. Thank you, Isabella. You too.
Okay.
What are your two favorite colors?
Red and purple.
I totally messed this up. Sorry, I accidentally pasted something in here wrong. Red and purple.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what those together, because I always think about color blending too. Yeah, we can talk more about it later. That's a tough question though. That's like favorite animal hard. Bye.
Sad thing, if Kylie comes back, I have just let her know that I have her stuff.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Sad thing, you cannot wear or do anything with the color red in Venezuela because the government basically does everything in red, and basically if you're doing something with red, it's like you're part of the government, so it's like.
Interesting.
So
Yeah, that's stuff I did not know.
Yeah, like we have a friend of us that when she wants to buy something like to remember here. Well, basically everything is like red, so it's like super.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
See ya.
See ya.